roster of the Indians, they are going to win tomorrow. It's the Cubs. It's like 108 years. You got to be nervous. Sure. But I think that's part of the game.
I think they got a momentum shift. I think they're positive. I think they're ready to play.
We got this. I'm not sweating it.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of people that probably think that the world's going to end.
We're going to get Game 7. It's not a big deal.
We got another game here in our ballpark, so, Chicago's going to still be disappointed.
It's nothing like it. Game 7 tonight in Cleveland. Ryan Burrow, our Cubs correspondent, is in Chicago, the only one working in Chicago. Good morning, Ryan Burrow.
Good morning. Yeah, I just drove by Wrigley Field on my way in to check out kind of what's going on with police and security and things like that. They're setting up metal barricades for either a big cry fest or a big celebration, yet to be determined, right? I can tell you one thing, the Taco Bell across the street, you can get a free taco between 2 and 6 today because, remember, Lindor swiped the base in Game 1, so it's free taco day. So I guess people can go and munch on a free taco while they wait and find out what happens to the Cubs game.
Are they opening up Wrigley Field to have fans watch it inside Wrigley Field?
No, and that's been a big point of debate in the city of Chicago. It seemed like it was pretty successful in Cleveland. They opened it up for those 3 weekend games and sold out every time with all the money going to charity. It seemed like a really cool concept, but I have to tell you, if anyone's been in the Wrigleyville neighborhood, I mean, just the logistics of setting something like that up are just probably a nightmare for the city, with it being inside of the neighborhood, and it just didn't seem like there was much of an appetite for it. So everyone's going to be in the bars and in their homes and watching the game that way, and I have a feeling one way or another people will end up at Wrigley Field, win or lose, to celebrate or commiserate.
Ryan, you're a lifelong Chicagoan. What's the feeling like there these last couple of days? I mean, they were out of it. Now they're back into it. Now it's anybody's series, Game 7. What's the feeling like?
It's been an absolute emotional roller coaster, because if you would have talked to me Saturday night and I was talking with fans, I mean, you would have thought people were already preparing for this thing to be over. People were preparing to say, well, we'll get them in the 109th year. But it's interesting because both teams really have been taking this one game at a time, despite what the fans have been doing and reacting and where their emotions have been in both locker rooms. It's just been, look, one game at a time. For the Indians, we don't have this thing locked up yet. We're going to try as quickly as we can to lock this up for the Cubs. Chris Bryant saying after Saturday's loss, look, we've won 3 games in a row 19 times this season. There's no reason to believe we couldn't do it now. And look, they've already rattled off 2 of them. They've got to feel pretty good going into this Game 7.
What do you think of Joe Madden keeping Chapman in that 9th inning yesterday? A lot of people calling for his head after that?
Well, a lot of question marks, but everyone's just kind of saying, well, he's got us this far. We're going to ride Joe out and figure this out. Yeah, up pretty by and bringing in Aroldis Chapman didn't really seem like the smart move, but he wanted to make sure that he had Game 6 locked down before he even thought about Game 7, and he rolled the dice and went with it. Seemed to work out. There was that questionable play at first base. Thank goodness for instant replay now. I don't know if you saw how close that play was at first base, where Chapman just managed to step on the bag ahead of, I believe it was Lindor, but I'm not exactly sure. And then it looks like he may have jammed his ankle or his knee, and I think the whole city of Chicago gasped. But he went back in and finished it off, and we'll see. Today's going to be interesting. Game 7s always are. I mean, we don't know what these lineups and roster moves are going to look like today. Maybe not so much the roster moves, but the lineup changes and the pitchers. We could see John Lester coming in relief. Lackey could come in relief. Who knows what the Indians have in store? So
all right, Ryan Burrow,
a wild one.
Short on time here. If the Cubs win, when is the World Series parade?
I don't think the city's going to announce that until it's a done deal, but I have a feeling it would be Friday.
All right, there you go. Ryan, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good luck tonight.
See ya.
All right, Claire McCaskill.